Good evening, guys. Good evening. I just want to give more information about the Spanish class that I'm starting in August, August 22nd to be exact. Just wanted to give you guys more information on the class because you got to have your book. You got to have your book. Please order ASAP. You got to order your book. You got to order your book if you're going to attend the class. You need your book. You need Duolingo, and you need Google Translate. Okay, these are the three things that you're going to need if you're going to be joining the Spanish class that's starting next month. You're going to need Google Translate, Duolingo, and the Spanish Now book. So why do we need Duolingo? Duolingo has a a feature in it that we can all use. We can all compete with one another in the class. So with Duolingo, what we'll do is we'll all sign up for Duolingo. It's $12.99 a month, I believe. So we'll be required to practice Duolingo 30 minutes a day. I add that in the chat. 30 minutes a day per day. Duolingo. Okay, we'll be required to practice 30 minutes a day on Duolingo and do one chapter in the book. So the book has 30 chapters. So we can go for 30 weeks, which will be 6 months. It'll take us 6 months to complete the book. But in the process of completing the book, we'll have Duolingo that we'll be using, and we will be required to use Google Translate. Google Translate is an awesome translator. You just download it on your phone. It comes automatic. It's free. Dual Translate. Because one of the main problems with learning Spanish is you have to use your Spanish. So we will also do a 20-minute phone call per week. 20-minute phone call per week. Everything in Spanish. Okay. So the requirements for the class starting August 22nd, that'll be the first Monday. I'm talking about not the first Monday. Sorry about that. That'll be on a Monday. Let me double check, make sure. Yeah. August 22nd, 6 o'clock. Our online class. We have an online class. It's $25 per class. $25 per week. That's $100 per month. You will need your Spanish book, which is here, Spanish Now. You'll need Duolingo. Download it. The reason I don't say Babbel, maybe you have Babbel, we're going to do a competition for Duolingo. So by everybody joining on with Duolingo, we'll be able to start a group where we can participate and we can see everybody's progress. So we'll have our own leaderboard that we'll have in Duolingo for everyone that participates in the class. And yeah, that'll be one of the fun things that we'll do in order to promote the process. In order to promote the process, we'll use Duolingo. Everybody I have it will share our friends or whatever. We'll put everybody in a chat, in a group with Duolingo, and we'll compete weekly with the material in Duolingo. So it's going to start us out the same way with basic materials. So just a few pointers about speaking, about learning Spanish. You got to take it serious. You got to be willing to use what you got. So for everyone that's taking the class, we will be required to do a 20-minute one-on-one, 20 minutes per week. So I'll reach out to each participant, each person that studies in the class, and we will work for 20 minutes on speaking. But I'm telling you, it'll be fun. It'll be, you'll be able to brush up on what you already know. It'll come back extremely fast. But if you really want to take it serious and become a speaker, there are other things that you have to do. You got to work at it every day. For instance, me, I'm pretty fluent. I can read, I can write, I can understand. I do some translating. When we're at church, I do some translating for my wife. But at the same time, a lot of people said they wanted to sign up. I think I got about 17 or 18 people on the list. Normally 17 or 18 people won't show up. They won't agree to it because of their schedule. Just, some people like to say, oh, I want to do it. It's something that people want to do so bad and so much, but it's just like school, anything else. Like you gotta be sold out to it. You gotta want to do it. But if you're gonna be in the class, I need you to please order your book ASAP. But I'll just, like I said, while I'm here, I talk myself. So in my downtime, I don't read. I don't watch television. I study. But I'm gonna read a passage from a book. One of the books that we'll be using. It'll be something like this. So it's level 1, so that we can get started. You know what I mean, on the material. But it says, let me turn this, take this. Okay, boom. Yeah. So this is just like things that I've learned, like just over the time of me just studying, right? Most of you guys taking the class already know me, right? Got in trouble most of my life, and it's like, wow, what the hell are you doing, right? Okay. But los estudios. El Colegio Glenview está en una ciudad pequeña de los Estados Unidos. Enrique y María son alumnos del cuarto años de secundaria. So they're in high school. En su último año, it's their last year of school. Estudian mucho para prepararse para la universidad. They are studying, they are preparing to go to college. They're preparing to go to college. Son muy estudiosos. They are very studious. They like to study. En el colegio hay muchos alumnos que estudian español. In the school, high school that they're in, there are many students that are studying Spanish. María es alumno de cuarto año de español. So Maria is a student. She's a 4th-year student in high school. Y María y sus compañeros del cuarto año tienen muchos intereses in la literatura. Okay. And it says Maria and her friends, they are, hold on. Okay, estudian la literatura española y latinoamericana. So they are studying Latin stuff, literature, Spanish literature, Latin America literature, right? Los alumnos del cuarto año conversan mucho en español. So one of the first things that we got to remember, I know everybody took Spanish in high school, it's going to be the present tense word. So with AR, you got O, as, a, amos, an. ER verbs, how it go. So we'll be studying with those, but we don't just want to learn how to speak Spanish. We want to be able to read too. So one of the cool things about me with me studying is that I wanted to learn how to read. And I learned how to read first because I didn't have any friends. So I know the importance of having one-on-one with you guys. I mean, literally like calling. So I have Samantha that's going to be helping out. She's one of the young ladies in the youth program, in the youth ministry at the church. She's actually studying Spanish, like to literally like be a Spanish teacher. So That's my assistant. She's going to be helping me out, but I'll have other people that will participate with us. Um, Other people that will help us in our speaking. So listen, we're going to try to cultivate. We're going to try to have this thing like down pat. I even want to do an outing, guys, once a month. I want us to all go out, hang out at a Spanish restaurant, eat dinner, and just use what we got. So listen, we'll do our best to make it as fun as possible. We'll try to throw a field trip or two in there. But at the end of the day, listen, you got to take this thing serious. It is not my responsibility to make you learn. It is my responsibility to share with you the techniques and the things that I've learned. It's my goal to put it in front of you. If you don't study it, if you don't do it, that big book, I took that book and I believe I did that book in about 60 days. And I mean, it's about 500 pages in that book. But I literally sat down and wrote out every exercise in that book because I was that determined. I was that determined to become fluent in Spanish. Now I can read, like I laugh about it sometimes. It's crazy now. There's still vocabulary building exercises that I have to do in order to become more fluent with translating, in order to become more efficient with the language. So using, we got the present tense, past tense, future tense, conditional tense. You got so many different translations for one verb. It'll take time beyond the class to learn those translations. But what we want to do, we want to be able to speak in present tense. Level 1, everything we say, we want to be able to speak in. I'm doing it now. I'm going, coming, leaving. We want to be able to speak in the present tense. Because another thing that I've learned, if you have some form of being able to speak the language, people will understand you. So it's just like someone that is practicing English. We pretty much can understand a lot of what's being said. We can understand a lot of what's being said from individuals that don't speak English as their primary language because of what they offer. So by them being able to give us something, it helps us understand the context that we're dealing with. And it helps us, understand something about that, about the context of the conversation. So listen, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to pronounce every word right. There's still times where my words are not right, but because the majority of what I'm saying and the context in which we're speaking, the conversation is understood both ways. Another thing just concerning speaking is that when you're learning, you don't try to understand every single word that a person is saying, but you understand enough words. So the greater your vocabulary is, the easier it is for you to interpret, for you to automatically, understand the context and be able to spit it out. So it's like studying as a child. It's like studying with your first grade or second grade child when they're building their vocabulary to speak. You gotta study. You gotta get to the point like you gotta sell yourself this dream that one day is gonna actually work. And the cool thing about it is that it'll actually work, right? So you got to get a book, you got to get Duolingo, and you got to get Google Translate, and you cannot be scared because listen, the culture, the understanding that we have, listen, it's not about competing with me because I'm telling you, I have put years, I have put hours. I mean, literally, like I have literally worked my behind off over the last few years. I mean, like I've got lost and haven't been able to, to do it sometimes with work and school and kids and things of that nature. But for the most part, I stuck it out. So that's what I'm asking. You got to come with a commitment to get it done, a commitment to hang in there when it's tough, when things are not going right for you. When you just got problems, you got situations. I'm telling you, you're going to run into problems anytime you want to be great and learn something to this magnitude, but you have got to make the time to learn it. Listen, Life is not going to wait on you. You have got to get things done in between the things that are going on in your life. And Spanish is one of them. So again, we're going to try the online version of teaching. We'll be doing live lessons right in front of a blackboard. We'll be doing live conversations on the phone. We'll be doing, everything we can, everything that we can go as far as you guys want to go, as it pertains to it. But don't just get excited. Don't just get excited. Don't just go buy the book and a week before class start, you send me a text message and say, oh, I think I'm gonna wait till next time. Listen, it didn't wait on me. If I didn't pick it up and read it, I didn't get it done. I understand that. But if you guys are serious about learning, I'm telling you, get your textbook. Get your textbook now. If you have any questions, type them in the bar, or either call me, inbox me. Let me know. How can I help you? What do you have any questions about? Because we're going to make this thing work. This is the first book that I went through, and it's about 400 pages. And it literally blessed my life. But listen, as of now, my reading with interpretation is getting very fast. It's getting very fast. And the more I do it, the more it's going to develop. So again, I just want to put it out there. I'll log on 3 or 4 more times before the class start. If you know somebody want to take the Spanish class, if you know somebody excited about it, we're going to do live interviews. We're going to do phone call conversations through the week. We're going to have homework. So it's pretty much going to be set up pretty much just like a class that you would get credit for, because all I do is learn, all I do is study. So my level of energy as it pertains to studying and learning is high. So you're not going to do a lesson in your book in 30 minutes and then take an hour class or spend an hour and a half online and then think you're going to be fluent in Spanish. You got to get busy with what are you listening to once you get off your study. How are you reinforcing it? Duolingo will help you reinforce it. So I changed things like the news. I ordered the package on the TV where I can get my Spanish channels so I can just hear them talk, turn the subtitles on so I can kind of learn how to read. But as of now, it's like, okay, cool. El Colegio Glenview está en una ciudad pequeña de los Estados Unidos. Enrique y María son alumnos de cuarto años de secundaria. Es un último año, estudian mucho para prepararse para la universidad. Soy muy estudiosos. En el colegio hay muchos alumnos que estudian español. María es alumna de cuarto años de español. María y sus compañeros del cuarto año tienen muchos intereses en la literatura. Estudian la literatura española y latinoamericana. Los alumnos de cuarto año conversan mucho en español. Como Enrique es español, María practica con él. Hablan de varios temas. Ella habla muy bien. You don't just get there because you study for 20 minutes. You gotta want to do it. So, yeah, I got homework. I got another assignment I have to do here for my homework, but I just wanted to log on. I just share with you guys, like, listen, you got to get motivated. You got to set apart that time. So right now we're leaning more towards 6, so it'll be about 6 to 7:30 roughly online. But we may extend it to 8 or we may shorten it to 7. It just depends on how many students sign up for the class. So it'll be $25 per week. So that's $25 per week. And if you have any questions about it, we'll start taking payments on the 1st of August. On the 1st of August, you can start sending your payments. You can click the link on my So What Entertainment page and pay directly through the website, or you can request my Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, or whatnot in order to have access to the class. But we're really going to do this thing. I think it'll be good for us. I think we'll have a lot of fun doing it. Don't bag out at the last minute. Go ahead and order your book now. You can get them on Amazon for, I think, $15 to $16. I already starting to get pictures in of people who have already started ordering their books. So I already have at least a few that are taking it serious and literally want to get this thing down pat. I know a few cool restaurants, a few outings that we can do totally in Spanish. I can set that up before we go so that the staff already know no English, straight Spanish. And then we can we can get in. We know restaurants that we can go where there's dancing, Spanish dancing. You guys probably don't, I don't know, I don't know. Maybe you don't speak, so you don't go. But listen, I know some cool spots where it's like, yeah, it's live. I mean, so, we can really like link up and have a good time, learn some dances, speak a little Spanish, eat some good food, and yeah, live life at the same time. But yeah, that's my time. I've been on for 21 minutes. I have some other stuff I have to do. But yeah, man. So What Entertainment is hosting the first Spanish Now Level 1. Please reach out to me. Inbox me if you have any questions. Inbox me if you have a problem finding the book. Inbox me if you have any questions about the class. If there's anything that I can do to help you prepare up until the time. Because we want to learn how to speak. We want to speak. We also want to learn how to read, and we want to write a little bit. So I know the toughest part is going to be writing. But if you can write it, you can pretty much, you got it locked in. If you're writing Spanish, you got a decent foundation once you're able to do that. So this book, it'll help us read Spanish, understand Spanish, and it'll also help us. It has writing exercises. So we got time. We'll be doing time. What time is it? We'll be doing what time is it? We'll be doing our numbers. We'll be doing our alphabet. We'll be doing our vowels. We'll be reading and writing, just different exercises. So it'll be cool. It'll be fun, man. But listen, go ahead and get your book now. Inbox me as soon as you get your book. Greg, I got my book. I'm ready. I'm locked in. I don't feel like you starting class. You ain't really saying you want sign up is getting your book. If you want to be in the class, signing up is getting that red book, that Spanish Now book. And if you get that, we can move forward to the next level. But yeah, you guys appreciate you for popping in, popping out. But that's what we got going on coming up for August 22nd, 6 p.m. We're going to launch our Spanish 1 class, online class, Spanish 1 online. Get your book. Hit me up if you want to be interested. Right now, we got about 17 people that are interested in the class, but it's a great possibility, as it usually is, half of those people are find an excuse. The closer we get to the class, half of the people will fall off and be like, yeah, I'll catch it next time. But don't let that be you. Go ahead and get your material, and let's do this thing. Hasta luego.